How James Cameron earns and spends his millions. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel Luxury Zone. James Cameron is a Canadian-based director with a value of a whopping $700 million. His venture earned him enormous wealth over the years. Are you curious to know how the star earns and spends his millions? Watch this video till the end to know all details. First things first, James Cameron has shown his creativity through various films. The list includes Rambo 2, The Abyss, Terminator 2, Titanic and Avatar, and many others. These movies made more than $1.9 billion in the United States of America alone. The overall value accounts for $6.3 billion around the globe. Let us have a glance at the early life of James Cameron. After all, any successful person has to go through various adversities, and it would never be possible without his efforts. James Cameron was born in Ontario in 1954, and he migrated to California with his family members at the mere age of 17. He further began his studies at Fullerton College, and he first started studying physics and later changed to English. Education did not seem the right fit for him. Thus, he dropped out within a year. He then picked numerous jobs, like a truck driver. According to various sources, Cameron tried to enter the film industry by continuing his menial job. Time management was indeed difficult at that time. He would take out time for writing scripts while parking the vehicle. During that period, he also learned about special effects, and the efforts paid him in terms of amazing outputs, all thanks to his extremely wise business plans. Surprisingly, James even gave around $8 million salaries after Titanic turned out of budget, and he settled with the back-end points instead. It later turned out into a $650 million pay for Cameron. This is why the film became the highest-grossing movie of all time. He made over $350 million from the Avatar franchise. Other notable salaries are also crucial to mention in this context. If we count foreign markets, video games, and TV shows, Cameron generated an insane revenue of $7 billion. He holds the record of directing one of the most grossing movies of all time. The first one is Titanic, with a net worth of $2.19 billion, and another one is Avatar, valued at $2.78 billion. He was actually the first person to direct a movie with over a $100 million budget. The Titanic and Avatar cost nearly $500 million when they hit the theaters in 2009. You would be shocked to know that James Cameron made the most from Titanic, and he traded $8 million with the fee spent in exchange for back-end profits. That was indeed a nice move, bringing more than $650 million to date. Thus, James turned into one of the wealthiest directors of all time. Between Avatar and Titanic, he earned at least $1 billion in terms of wealth. Let us see how James Cameron likes to spend all of this money. As expected, the first area is real estate. Cameron had split his time between properties in California and New Zealand. He also bought around 2,500 acres of New Zealand farmland, and it cost over $60 million for him and building a ranch on the property. From 1989 until 2020, his primary residence was located in a gated community in the hills above Malibu. He further combined many parcels to devise a 4.5-acre compound having several structures. Thus, it combines 16,000 square feet of living space, along with 11 bedrooms. Anyone would cherish a house having 2 pools, multiple spas, and a playing arena. It was 2020 when James decided to list the compound for sale for about $25 million. One of the combined mansions was sold for more than $8.2 million. He owns another Malibu property spread across 700 acres. It was initially compiled over numerous transactions, which began with a 500-acre purchase in 1999 for $5.4 million. He could not fetch any buyer for the property over time. It was eventually bought by the Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority for $12 million. James was also the owner of a 65-acre Santa Barbara property. The same was sold in 2005 after the usage for some time. James Cameron is a fan of riding motorcycles and thus owns Harley-Davidson. Around 3 Harley-Davidson motorcycles were purchased by the celebrity, all thanks to his insane obsession with the 4 to 5 degree air-cooled V-twins. He is often spotted riding it with fellow riders like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ralph Moeller. One of those bikes even appeared in the film called Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Who does not like accessories? James Cameron forms no exception by cherishing the Rolex Deep Sea watch. In the current scenario, Rolex has remained restricted in its product development process, and only a few individuals end up receiving their branded Rolex. James Cameron was honored to receive this opportunity with his new movie and watch released in 2014. The standard version of it inspired the Rolex Deep Sea D Blue dial watch. However, a major difference could be noticed in the unique dial having blue at the top and gradient covered in black. This color change is related to the very special event upon Cameron visiting the deepest point in the ocean. The watch ended up being retailed at around $13,000. Thus, James Cameron enjoys an extremely luxurious life. He has everything an ordinary man could imagine. What do you think about the financial gains of James Cameron? Let us know in the comments section below, and subscribe to our channel for such captivating videos.